Hey there! Today we're trying something new-ish. More watercolor. But today we're trying an environment. A snowy landscape with some foxes walking through. Like and subscribe to see future art projects. We're starting with the snow and using blue for the shadows. I went in super light with pencil outline and didn't spend too much time on it. And now it's very hard to see where things are meant to be. Poor planning. So, we're putting in the basic shapes to start off. The embankment, the blotchy shapes for the foxes, and some basic brown lines for the trees. After we finish the basic shapes, we go in with the watercolor pencils to add some sharper edges and details. Starting with a more defined shape for the foxes, and then some dead shrubs poking out of the snow. We'll use the same pencils to add some extra shading to the edges of the embankment, defining the path a little more. Next, adding in some shading to the foxes and the trees, hinting at a light direction. Once we've used enough colored pencils, we'll use a wet brush to blend it around a little. Realizing now, way too late into watercolor, that adding the pencils after the page is already wet is a great way to tear and rip the paper. I realized the fox in front was too squashed up and decided to elongate the body a bit, making it seem more like an adult leading a child. After stretching the fox a little, we'll add some white to the icy, snowy path to add some contrast and highlights. Following next is adding more dimension to the trees, while also blending out the snow a bit. Then we'll come back in with more pencil. It's right around now I'm realizing the foxes have been a bit overworked, and I'm just moving around the pigment rather than layering it on top. So I use a tissue to dab up some of the pigment and water to help the pencil go down easier. Using the black to deepen the shadows under the fox and a more vermilion color for the body, trying to make the color a bit more interesting with some variants. we're far along enough now to add some branches to the trees and make their shape a bit more interesting. And some shadows to the shrubs. The last thing we need to do is add white for the highlights, and this goes everywhere. On the trees, on the rocks, on the snow, and even on the foxes. For a first time trying environment painting, I'm pretty happy with the result. So like and subscribe for more.